Heading to the ninth inning, 2-2. Game one of the American League Division Series between the Orioles and the Yankees, and the guy who had 51 saves, Jim Johnson, now on in a tie game here in the ninth, John.
Well, that's what you got to do when you're at home. You got to use your closer in a tie game. There's no other position to use it. The question is, do you use them 1 or 2 innings? But the first thing they got to do is get through this. And as we said before, on this cold night with his sinker, it's like hitting a bowling ball.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to hit one off the end of the bat here or on the inside label of the bat.
2-0 to Russell Martin. And that ball is hit well to left. McLouth back to the track, to the wall, and it's gone. Russell Martin with a ninth inning homer. And the Yankees have the lead.
Unfortunately, this ball didn't sink. It stayed up over the middle, and that's the first home run in 120 at-bats against the Yankees roster. And maybe that 1-0 pitch set up a different situation when he didn't get the call, but nonetheless, the Yankees with a 1-run lead here in the ninth.
Here's Raul Ibanez, who slaps that into right field for a base hit. I tell you what about Russell Martin. Didn't hit for much average, 211 this year, but he did hit 21 home runs, and this one was huge.
Yeah, Russell on a sinker baller, you want to get the ball up a little bit, eliminate the sink, and he's got some huge hits in September down the stretch, and add one for October. He crushed that ball.
So here is Derek Jeter, runner at first, nobody out. The Yankees have broken the 2-2 tie here in the ninth. Jeter tried to bunt. Foul at the plate. Another look. Over the wall and plenty to spare. And Jim Johnson, all he can do is watch that one sail over the wall to give the Yankees a 3-2 lead. Jeter pulled it back in time.
Well, what's been so impressive about a 51 save season, you saw 45 strikeouts. He doesn't strike a lot of guys out. He pitches to contact. His sinker effectively makes hitters get themselves out. And this is a situation where one got up and the hitter took advantage of it. You try to keep it right there, give this team a chance in the bottom of the ninth.
Runner going. And off the fists, Derek Jeter singles to right. They're at the corners with nobody out. That is just vintage Derek Jeter.
And certainly Derek Jeter can do so many things on the baseball field. We've seen him sack bunt with 2 strikes. We know he can hit and run right here. And the Yankees have a diverse offense. They don't just wait on the home run ball. They've been playing a lot more small ball. And this is Derek with his back control, pushes the ball to right field, first and third, opens up a big chance for a big inning.
And that's the easiest pitch for Derek Jeter to hit to right field. It looked like he got jammed, but a lot of his hits, over 80 hits, go to right field. His hit spray chart looks like a pulled left-handed hitter, and that's what's so amazing about trying to get him out.
Eduardo Nunez on to pinch run for Ibanez at third.
Again, you're wondering, why don't you pinch run for him when he's on first base? But once he gets to third base, they decide they're going to go for it. They need a good read, and they want to score this run from third base.
Ichiro doubled in the first. That scored Derek Jeter with the game's first run. He struck out twice and reached on a fielder's choice. And he's trying to pad the Yankee lead here in the ninth. Little tapper up the line. The run will score. No play to be made. And there you see the move by Girardi. Nunez, the pinch runner, scores easily.
I don't think Ibanez would score on that play right there. It was a good read, knew his own speed, took off right away, no play at either spot. There's Nunez walking down the third baseline, sees it, hesitates just for a brief moment, and realizes, I can make this. And with his speed, he does.
Well, once the pitcher got to it, it was pretty much done. There's no way he's going to be able to turn and throw it. The only chance would have been for Reynolds, but that's just putting it in the right place at the right time. That's not great hitting, just lucky hitting.
I'd call it great hitting.
That's pushing the right button late in the game, and Girardi did it. Oriole fans not used to seeing this. Jim Johnson in a low to ninth inning hot water.
You couldn't have laid a bunt down the line any better for a safety squeeze than that swing right there by Ichiro.
Runners at first and second, still nobody out. And here's Rodriguez. Looking for his first hit of the night. Called out on strikes in the first, walked and scored in the fourth, grounded out in the sixth, and struck out in the seventh. Big Jim Johnson is from Johnson City, New York. And he's always been big. Says, yeah, in Little League, when you always wondered, he's the guy who always had to carry the birth certificate around to prove he could still play in that league. A ball and 2 strikes to A-Rod.
You know, Girardi's move of pinch running, and also puts pressure on those middle infielders, because at that time you want to stop him from trying to score and force him out at second base, and it just forces the hands of the defense. Joe was talking about being aggressive. You know, made a couple outs on the bases, but he was going to continue to push the envelope.
Rodriguez goes down swinging. You talk about that bowling ball sinker, gets a lot of ground ball outs. In fact, he's the first guy to have at least 50 saves, and when he got his 50th, hadn't even struck out 60 hitters on the season. But he does get A-Rod right there. Now here's Cano. We talked about how hot he has been, and he fouls that one off. But tonight, 0 for 4.
He hit the ball very sharply. Reynolds made a nice play on him at first base.
The Orioles have the bullpen going, because you can't extend Jim Johnson much further if he doesn't get these next couple guys out, because you need them for the rest of the series. So these next 2 hitters, or this hitter, very important to keep the game right here, but more importantly, not use your closer in a non-situation and expend him.
Now, you don't want to use him up.
Right.
There's a fine line. You want to win this game and you want to go all out, but you don't want to use him up.
Missed outside. And the count even, a ball and a strike. Cano top 10 in hitting and in home runs in the American League. And he bats with runners at first and second. Goes the other way. That ball is fair. McLeod tries to cut it off in the corner. 1 run will score, and 2 runs will score. And the Yankees are breaking it open here in the ninth. They'd held Robinson Cano in check until this.
And this is a sinker that runs away. He stays on top of it. And Robinson Cano does this as well as any hitter. Drives the ball the other way, drives in the big runs. And Ichiro takes a chance on scoring and beats this relay throw in. They just wear you down, and then all of a sudden the big hit.
And all of a sudden, a 2-2 game is now 6-2 Yankees. All right, thank you, Matt. Yankees trying to win the opener here in Baltimore and have scored 4 runs in the top half of the 9th. Tommy Hunter now on in relief. Jim Johnson was roughed up by the Yankees here in the 9th.
For Tommy Hunter, he's one of those guys we talked about making the adjustment to the bullpen, and he will rush it up there. You'll see it anywhere from 95 to 99, occasionally 100 miles an hour, from a guy who relied on a sinker, slider, curveball mentality as a starter, especially in Texas, and then coming over here in the trade.
Started Swisher off with a breaking ball that missed 1-0. There's that heater at 96. Boy, the Orioles had the go-ahead run at second with nobody out in the bottom half of the 8th, couldn't score him. So the Yankees dodged that bullet and then have fired away at the Orioles here in the 9th.
Well, this game had plenty of opportunities for teams to score, and sometimes it's poor execution that didn't get it done, and I would say this was the other way. It was better execution from the pitchers and defense that didn't allow those runs to be scored. Almost a great game played up until this point, and the Yankees have broken open with some timely hits and some opportunities to score. Eventually they have.
The 3-1 in the air to center field. Adam Jones back. Cano will tag at third. And he will score easily. The 5th run of the inning for the Yankees.
John, the Yankees do execute. They execute their bunt plays. They execute their hit and run play. They execute walks. They just execute.
Yep.
Whoever executes a better wins.
That's the 3rd out of the inning. 8 to the plate, 5 score.